you, like I said, been open about not dating the bus driver. Based on the fact that there, the financial difference between Kandi and Todd entering the relationship, and now he's asking for possible child support alimony. Are these the reasons why you felt so strongly about not dating a bus driver, to prevent yourself from being in the situation?
But of course, that's an easy answer. No shame in my game, raindrops. This is very much a part, not exclusively, but a very real part of why I personally, this is a me decision. Each woman, each man, each person gets to make this decision for themselves. But for me, this would not be a risk I would be willing to take. And that's based on a few things, right, raindrops? It's based off my personal value system. I'm very old school. I'm very much of the traditional mindset that I think men in this nation, we live in a patriarchy. And I believe that men, despite challenges that they also go through, I think they are put in best position to climb the capitalism ladder of this nation based off of male patriarchal systems. So what do I look like tethering myself legally, for sure, to a man that I'm out earning when the whole system is designed for you to out earn me? So I got a problem with that, and I have no problem saying that.
Who is Raindrops? Is that who her fan base is?
I have no idea.
Good God. Okay. So was Ebony K. Williams right considering Kandi and Todd? What y'all think about her theory? Her theory on this one? Is Todd really trying to get child support and alimony?
Mm-hmm.
Man, she's making a lot more money than him.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna call on people. Quentin,
I
I'm
know
gonna
somebody
start.
there.
I'm gonna start up at the top, and we'll just work our way around. What are your thoughts? You rebuke. Okay, Mika's off the camera. I'm gonna go around to you, AD.
No, you got to go to Molly.
Okay, come on, Molly. What you think?
Did she mention anything about Kandi and Todd?
Yeah, she did. Because
Oh,
the
okay. Because it seemed like it was
whole
about her.
conversation,
Okay.
the whole conversation that they was having prior to that was about the fact that they getting divorced, and Todd is now trying to get child support and spousal support from Kandi Burris because she makes so much money.
Who's Kandi and Todd?
Kandi from Escape.
I feel like that's kind of how it is. The breadwinner should probably pay whoever was not the breadwinner. So in this case, if she was the breadwinner, and if he had those children more than she did, I don't really see anything wrong with it.
So I guess Ebony, well, what Carlos was asking Ebony is this example the reason why you made the statement you made that you would never marry a bus driver? And it sounds like she's saying this is a reason why I would never be with a man who is making less than me, because one, the way the system is set up, he can make more than me and choose not to. And then two, if I make more, this is what can happen. So I want to go the traditional route. So do you agree with that concept, I guess?
Oh yeah, I've said before that I don't think women should out earn men. I know that there are instances where it happens, but the power dynamic is off. So this is what happens, and it looks weird because he looks like the woman in the relationship by default. He just looks like the woman. The way he's going about it, he just alimony, child support. He looks like he was the wife. I'm not gonna out earn my man. I can't do it for these reasons because it's like throws the dynamic off.
Slimly.
I'm just curious as to what women want out this life. You know, they wanna be independent bad bitches. But then when it's time for you to feel the fury of the courts that the men feel, you want to opt out. So what's the point to calling yourselves bad bitches? What's the point to being independent boss bitches if you really don't want that? Just say, hey, I need a man to make more than me, even though I want to feel like I'm the breadwinner. I think that would be the best way to put it. Because you really don't really want to be the boss bitch if you don't want a man that makes less than you, and you don't want to deal with what could happen with the man making less than you and taking you to court. You don't want to deal with the same things men do, so you really don't want to be independent. So why say you a bad bitch? Why say you're Miss Independent? Why have all this freedom? Why do any of this to only opt out when it's time to pay the piper? It doesn't make any sense. Women are very confused, and I think they didn't let feminism run rampant too far, and they don't know what to do anymore because you still want to say you a boss bitch, but be able to ask men for gifts, instead of paying the car off and making sure that shit is done right. And you want to get your nails done. You want flowers. You want all this shit, but you a boss bitch. You a bad bitch. You do everything for yourself. You want everybody to see you as this upstanding icon by yourself, but you still want a man to do for you. It's very confusing. Make up y'all motherfucking mind.
Ebony K. Williams don't sound like she sounds like that's why she went the route she went. So she didn't have to, so she could have her baby and her career without dealing with the man.
Mika.
Which question you want me to answer?
All of
Which,
them.
whichever one you feel led. Do you? Well, you can start with the one that's up there. Like, do you think that considering what's happening with Kandi and Todd, that Ebony's perspective is valid?
Um, I think it's right on the premise, meaning, yeah, the man should make more because just by nature, how women are, it's not going to work out, as you can see, if the woman makes more because just by default, she's going to feel like she's the man, essentially, or she's doing everything, even if she's not. Because Todd, let's be clear, Todd is not a slouch. Todd made money. Todd was one of the producers on the show. He makes money. Okay, he's like what, 500,000, something like that. But again, because it's not Kandi Burgess money, because Kandi is getting paid from, you know, songs that were big. She's still getting residuals. So yeah, she makes more money. But at the end of the day, it's like she understood the dynamic. I think it had to do more with the people around her and what came into play. So I'm I think women should just stick to the natural code. But unfortunately, because they want to go out and be boss women and do all this other stuff, that they end up making more money. And by the time they get to where they want to be, those men are already either taken or don't want to deal with them. So on the premise, yes, but it doesn't work out that way. And then you have to go get the man that wants you. And the man that wants you may not make that much money. Ebony, what's her name? Ebony K. Ebony K. Nobody want Ebony K. Not on top of being older, she has a nasty disposition. So you're not going to find a lot of men that want to deal with that. So that's why she has a baby by herself, who she should be with by herself, because she doesn't want to change and she's stuck in her ways.
Quentin, do you still rebuke?
I don't know those people. Any of them.
Well, you were singing. Weren't you singing Escape song last week?
I don't know them. I just know Escape. I don't know the people.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay. Okay.
What's like? I don't know. It's like Three Little Women, right? Or is that another group?
4. It's 4 of them. Well, it's 3. It's 3 now, but it was 4.
Oh.
It was 4. Okay.
I tend to agree with Slimmy.
Okay.
On what? What do you agree with him on?
Everything you just said. He told no lies. He just didn't say women were dumb. He forgot that part.
Q is taking the night off, y'all. He's just
What you mean? Well, no.
he said he mailing it in tonight, y'all.
I don't really.
He don't know Janet Jackson. He don't know Missy.
I don't know. I know when you on your stuff and ain't nobody gonna be able to get nothing out, so I'll let you rock with that. Pause. And as for this, I don't. I'm not from. I don't know these people.
Perfect
But I
timing on the
say
pause.
all men, if y'all leaving a woman and she got more than you, get y'all's back, sis.
I don't think that she was wrong for having preferences. And I think that if more guys actually thought the way that she thought, then you would probably have less situations where people are debating who's going to get what in a divorce.
You're talking about Kandi or you're talking about Eboni?
Eboni.
Eboni. Okay.
I don't think that people are equally matched. And I think that if more guys actually got women that was in the same space as them, you would have less problems, I think.
Is this like happening in
Everybody
mass?
got something to lose.
Correct. Right. Everybody does have something. And in that case, everybody does have something to lose. I think that when you start to look at it based off of how things are being played, the people that were super mad at Eboni K. Williams, for the most part, were mad at the fact that they kept going into the thing and saying, well, that's why she don't have a man, right? And so the basic premise behind what they saying is, above everything, get with somebody. Get you a man, no matter what. If you don't qualify for this man, then take this man. If you don't qualify for this man, take this man. If you don't qualify for this man, then you got to take this man. And I think that that's where the premise is, but nobody is actually taking into consideration what happens at the end of the journey with the person that you with. Because guys discuss it all the time, right? Man, I got with this chick and now she taking me to the cleaners. Because she didn't have shit, but I took care of everything. And so now that you have women that may be making a decent amount of money, guys are saying that you don't need to take on that traditional mindset until you turn into Kandi Burruss and Todd, right? Then the question that you really should be asking yourself is it worth it to have a man and lower your preferences? This is the real conversation. Is it worth it to have a man and to lower your preferences if you then have to pay alimony and child support at the end of the conversation?
But everybody's you're gonna have a trade-off. You absolutely, we talked about this before. You can't have everything. If you want the career, you're going to sacrifice your womanhood. And when you get to where you want to be, it's going to be later in life, and you're not going to have the same choices. So Eboni K and the rest of these women understand this. They just think that their money will still give them the same choices. So at the end of the day, as a woman, you already know this. She tried to circumvent it. It didn't happen. That's why she ends up with the embryo baby.
Because but you're not answering the question now. And the reason, because see, even people that are saying, well, she had a prenup, right? Prenuptial agreements does not protect you in child support court.
Okay.
It may protect you in alimony and a divorce, but it doesn't protect you in child support, right? So now we can negate that part of the conversation. And the question is, if a woman is earning a certain amount of money, right? Mm-hmm. Is it worth it, considering that it's a possibility for divorce, now that we all equal, for her to get with the guy that she qualifies for financially. Because she may not be able to get with the guy that has a whole lot of money, but should she still get with the bus driver, considering the possibility of what happens if you get a divorce?
That
No,
depends on her. That honestly, that
no.
depends. That depends on her because again, you have to look at who the person is. I'm not ever saying get with somebody that's leeching. I don't even think men should do that. But what I'm saying is, she has to assess that situation, and she has to make the deal what's best for her. Candy knew what she was
But
getting.
should she get with him? Is what I'm asking. Of
No,
course, we know that you're going to say,
I don't know.
because everybody got to make the decision that's best for them. But should she get with the person that makes less than her, facing the possibility of having to pay out?
Yeah, you pay the cost to be the boss. That's what being the boss is. You possibly
Nigga,
might.
you being crazy right now.
No, I'm not being crazy because I would never wait until I'm 95 to try to get a man. So
That's
therefore,
not the question.
no, that is the question. This is what she put herself. You talking about Ebony, right? This is where she put herself at, and then
We talking about Candy Burris and Todd, but we talking about Ebony's assessment of the situation, considering what she said about not dating below her, whatever her range is. Because people get with people for different reasons, right? There's other factors that go into it. Because
right.
the question really is companionship worth it when it costs as much as it may cost you in the end?
Yes, because she's paying the cost to be the boss. If
Companionship is worth it.
yes, if we're talking about, mind you, there is no equality, but women say there is equality, right? The feminist ones, anyway. So if there is equality, then you have to do exactly what the men do. They go into it knowing, even though you may have been with him from the start, there's still a possibility that you may take him to the cleaners, and he still
No way, Mika. And you know why that's not true? Because
absolutely.
you know why it's not true?
They
Because
just like what's
because
happening.
the reason why it's not true is because companionship isn't worth it for men if it's going to cost you that much in the end. Companionship is not worth it for men that then have to be in family court just because they got the woman that they wanted. Fuck her. They should have never got with her in the first place if it was going to result in you having to suffer financially.
But you don't know what somebody is willing to do. You may say this person has been, oh, this has been a great woman for 1,000 years. And then just one day she's just tired of your stuff. And she just decides to go. You would never see it coming. So at the end of the day, you have to sit with yourself and say, I think I'm going to be this rich millionaire man, or rich billionaire. Am I willing to give up half of my stuff? I'm sure Jeff Bezos thought about that. And he even said it. He said he was willing to give her the money.
Well, he didn't have a choice. What else was he gonna do?
But the reason, but he gave reasoning and things like that. What I'm saying is,
Oh, we're using Jeff Bezos as an example. Lex Luthor.
don't call her that. Let me show you that. What I'm
Jeff
saying,
Bezos is turned into Lex Luthor. That's a
what
fact.
I'm saying is, because you know,
He is.
what I'm saying is, you when you get into these things, you go into it with a positive attitude, but you have to know that humans are humans, people are people. They can and possibly will change their minds. I told you, I told you when I met you, I expect people to be people. Like I give you the benefit of the doubt until you give me reason to believe otherwise. But I expect people to be people. They may do you dirty. They may not want to do this for you, may not want to do that for you, and then you end up in court and all of this stuff. So at the end of the day, when you get with somebody, you just have in the back of your mind, this may happen, but is being with this man or woman worth it? And if it's
Yeah,
yes, then go ahead. That's why I say it depends.
but society does teach women you need to have a man no matter what. And if a woman is like, no, that's
I,
not what I want, or I should not have to date beneath me in order to have a man, because that's what society says. It shouldn't be
Mika would
demonized.
definitely never play that game.
That's why I don't think teaching women, yeah, accept it just
I
so you
don't
have a man. Like, why?
I don't teach women that either. And I teach, see, like if I say something, then it's against. That's why I don't. I don't agree with that statement that society believes that, because if I say something, people will say, "No, you're policing my box. You're
Well,
policing."
Mika is a victim of pretty privilege right
Oh, here you go. This is 2 nights in a row.
now. it makes it no less true. It's almost as though some of these women, all of these women
I
on this
want women
panel,
to win.
all of these women on this panel is almost not qualified to speak on this because they would never even be in this position in the first place. So it's kind of unfathomable for
Okay.
them to even be in this situation.
Okay, yeah, but okay, my pretty privilege then, if you're saying that, is like Anton when Anton says, "Yeah, my broke is not your broke, so I can tell you how to do this." And I'm going to use my quote unquote pretty privilege to tell women, do not put yourself in that position. And if you put yourself in that position, be prepared to be the cost that pays the boss. Okay,
Now,
because you
in
make
this situation,
you make more money. And so women advocated to be equal. I would never advocate to be equal to a man. I don't want to do what a man does. Women have fought for that.
that means that you never have to
So
lower
now
your
you can.
standards. Though you don't have to lower your standards.
But now you, this is what you asked for. You can't ask for something and then say, I don't like what I got. You asked to go to work. You asked to be able to make money and be able to broaden your horizons. But there's always a trade-off on something. It's a trade-off when you gotta work all the time. It trades off on your time to do other things. That's what men have to deal with. Well, when you are a woman doing this, guess what? It's a trade-off. And you're going to probably trade off on the thing you're going to want the most as a woman, and that's a family.
Would you ever pay alimony?
Absolutely not.
Or I'm sorry, child support. Child
Ab-
support and alimony with both of them. Both.
Absolutely not. No, and that's why I
Mika,
wouldn't.
then that means that you agree with her.
No, but I said that. I said, no, I said she's right on the premise of it, because as women, we want our man to be the leader. And a woman is not going to, I don't care what she says, she's not going to feel that she's being led with a man she makes considerably, more than.
Amiga, that's not right. You should pay child support and alimony if you was ever in that situation.
No, these women can do it because
No, Mika, you should do it too. You should
my,
participate.
my situation is not her situation.
no,
Me,
no. You
that's
gotta
what you
lead by
said.
example.
She waited till she was 40.
You
I'm not
gotta
gonna,
lead by example.
I am leading by example, and I try to tell women that. I'm like, the a 6'5" can still get. I've seen plenty of all types of women get men, and good men at that.
But what if they don't want to have a man? Like,
Well,
why does it,
but everything wants a man, and I know she wants
because
a man.
sometimes they might be better off single boss chicks.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, and I hope she knows that, and maybe she's come to that realization that the white man, the black man, nobody is dealing with that, and it is what it is, and that's okay, and that's okay. But they go off saying that well, the men are a certain way only because they can't get the man that they want, and it's
But
because
how do we know she can't get the man? What if she just don't want to be bothered with having to juggle a man on top of her career and her wanting to be a mother?
because the man didn't give her a ring.
It's an artificial insemination.
Yeah, but she said
And
she
I'm not advocating for artificial. I really don't care. I don't advocate for it, but I
she
just
said
feel like, is it okay for women to be able to move about life without a man being a part of it or being expected to have a man
yes, it is.
just because?
It is. But the problem is they're complaining about it. That's what I'm saying. You're
Oh, I don't know if
absolutely,
she's ever complained. I haven't followed her
absolutely
that
right. Yeah,
that much.
she's complained. She complained to Ayana Van Zant. She complained on a couple of podcasts. These men are I've dated the white ones. I've dated the black ones. That's how she talks. So if you are going to complain about something that you put yourself, like, you had 20 years to figure out how you wanted to go about it. You chose to go this route. It's
She
like
seems
people,
happy though. I don't.
okay. I mean,
Well, I'm basing off of this conversation she had with this man.
She may be, and I'm not. I'm saying women can do what they want to do. They just have to take the accountability for where they're at. They'll do what they want to do and say, well, I did this because I couldn't get this because that person wouldn't act right. No, ma'am, this is what you decided to do, and that's all I'm saying.
I just can't even imagine myself at this point in my life. I don't even know how these guys seek companionship at this point. I genuinely don't. I would imagine if I was ever single, I wouldn't even consider dating. I don't think I could ever date. I just don't think that I would ever be able to do it because the cost is too high. The risk is too high. It's just too high. I would probably just stay by myself. Um, I would prefer to stay by myself than to get with somebody that I don't know. Unless I know you already and I already have a history with you in some capacity. We was raised together. I didn't know you for a long time and some shit like that. I just couldn't even imagine putting myself in a position that some of these guys are in and that they have to subject themselves to. It just doesn't seem logical at this point. I don't know how they risk it. I don't know how they risk it. It just don't seem like it's worth it no more. Because like a lot of it is just companionship in general. And I'm not sure that companionship is worth the risk anymore for a lot of people.
Well, what do you want? What do people want out of companionship and relationships? Like, what do y'all actually want? And when I usually ask that question, most people don't even know what they want, and that's the problem. Most people don't know what they want, and when they finally do know what they want, they can't get what they want.
I think because it's changed over time. Dating has changed. Women have more choices. Internet. I don't think it's back then you were with somebody because it was kind of a survival thing. Now you have technology, comforts, appliances. Like do you need somebody? Like, do you really need
Not
somebody?
appliances.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, they act like they don't. So if you're a person that act like you don't need nobody, then stay by yourself.
I don't think people need marriages as much.
Don't drag other people into it. And that is my point. If you are so content by yourself, be by yourself. But most they will drag other people into what they're doing, acting as if they so-called want to be with people or so-called want to have a companion or whatever. And it just most people don't know what they want. And so maybe Ebony K and people like Ebony K, male and female, ought to just be by themselves.
Anyone else?
Carrie, I would like to know your thoughts. You've been opting out lately a lot.
I'm just listening to everybody share. Um, I think that if you're gonna get into a relationship, like I think what Ebony is saying in theory is sensible, but I don't think that that's realistic for women who earn a lot of money. I don't, because to your point, somebody said that they're probably not going to be able to get a man who earns more. So is it like be alone purely because I make a lot of money? Like I genuinely think that Kandi wanted to be with Todd. Um, and at the same time, I think that she protected herself as best she can. So I think that that's what you would have to do. You would have to just be mindful of protecting yourself, one, and then other stuff. I don't think that they broke up purely because she was making more money. Like you have to figure she's a celebrity already. She's on reality TV. They're putting all of their business out there. You got the drama with her mother. Like they have all these other factors that are happening. They got into a whole bunch of business um
They had
arrangements
people
with
in
one
a
of
relationship because they were sleeping with
they
outside, with people like, doing the
they
bringing people in shit.
bringing people in. Like they had a lot of different things going on. So
That's some wild shit. I just I would never be able to do no junk like that, bro.
only morale, I don't
What you
know. It
mean
sounds
outside?
They were
they
like,
had like a sex dungeon. and apparently invited some people in every now and again.
Yeah, they do
What
like
you what?
orgies. They do like threesomes and orgies and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yo,
What? That is true.
We got to keep it spicy.
If y'all didn't know that Slimmy was gonna hit that button,
No,
I
we just
and
like
yo,
Slimmy.
what the
Y'all
fuck
have
you
to have
thought
a
was gonna
boring
happen
sex
when you
life to need that many people to keep your
man?
relationship
What you think
together.
gonna happen when you
There
add
have
all
to
them
be a
people, all them other
Yeah.
entities in your marriage?
that's
you
to
Yeah,
gotta
be
you right,
figure
they're
Molly.
bored of
It's
each
some
other.
yeah.
well,
I agree
well,
with that.
I mean, and she had candy coated nights. She used to have actual events. She had the line of sex toys. Like she had a
Wait,
lot
what?
happen.
That
Yeah, she had a
What's
lot.
candy
And
coated?
Candy Coated Nights was like a late night podcast that she had, and then that turned into these between that and her candy whatever the sex
When
toys
she
were,
started feeling some
she
type of way
started
about people
having
in the chat, and she
she
brought
started
it to real
having
life.
she started having like these real events where you would like, you know,
Yeah.
dress up like S&M type stuff, and it would be some stuff.
Yeah, that
So
nigga got tired of that shit.
that's
Somebody
what
else
I'm
wearing out
saying.
that coochie.
It I think that Todd,
she kind of remind me of a nigga, bro.
yes, Anton, yes,
yes.
She don't
yes.
remind me of a chick that like
She
that is into another guy. She remind me of a chick that's in another chicks.
they brought
Mhm.
other chicks in. They
Yeah,
brought other women in.
yeah.
And remember, they had their wedding. They had their wedding filmed. They had a whole special, and right before they got married, she sat down with Todd and made him sign a prenuptial agreement.
But that
So,
again, that don't have nothing to do with child support though.
well, the child support, because that's what I was over here reading. It looks like she's cool. Like it looked, according to what People magazine said, they said they had the exclusive. I don't know, but they said that Kandi said that she told the judge, like, let me know what the child support is. It almost sounds like she was prepared
And
for
she a
all of
whole
this.
nigga, bro. That's a whole nigga.
He came across to be the boss.
She
I
was
told
prepared
She
for all
She the
of
moved.
this.
breadwinner.
She moved like a straight up man.
She said,
Why
split
you
up some
say?
things,
Why you say
split up
she
our
said
debt.
like that? Like she has a choice. Like she gave the judge permission.
No, because usually women are. I've never heard a woman that was cool like, yo, just give me the amount and I'll take care of that shit. Like that don't. Women don't talk like that. It don't matter how much money they got.
negotiated.
It don't matter how much money they got. It don't matter if they have to do it. Their sentiment towards it is not like that. They ain't trying to be doing that type of shit. They be feeling some type of way about it. But that she kind of moves like a
Let me say what it says. She
I
asked
couldn't
the
do that
court to
shit, bro.
determine the amount of any child support award. And in her stuff, she said that we both possess debts that have been incurred during the marriage, which should be subject to equitable division directed by the prenuptial agreement. She asked for joint custody. Like it sounds like she had everything laid
Like
out
she's
and
saying,
ready.
it sounds like she's speaking the law. So what else? I don't.
But
She's
isn't
not.
he trying
She's
to
not
fight
like
the
giving stuff
prenup?
up.
Wait.
Like
I thought you didn't know these people.
I don't know these people, but I know what Carrie's saying. Nigga, I'm not speaking about these people. I'm talking about what she's saying. Like,
If you want to
fuck?
join in on the conversation
What
and
the
tell us
fuck
what
are
you
you
know.
talking about, bro?
Yeah, I'm just saying, because if you wanted to act like you didn't know who these people
No,
were, now
I
you
know
know.
I know what Carrie's saying, and she's reading this like this lady is capitulating. No, she's just by law, all that shit.
No,
I just thought that you
what
said
I'm
that you
what
was
I'm
opting
what
out
I'm
because you
pointing
didn't know who these people were, but now you're
what I'm
not opting out. Are you opting in?
I'm out. You got it.
what I was just pointing out that it seems like this is a situation where even though we're hearing about it, like he's trying to get child support or whatever, it doesn't from what I'm reading, it does not seem like it's this contentious type of a thing. It sounds like it's laid out on her end, and it sounds like Todd is trying to work with her. The biggest thing it seems to be about the custody, because Kandi travels a lot and Todd has the kids a lot, and so he's trying to say that he was pressured. I'm guessing that something in that prenup prevents him from getting something he wants, because he's now trying to say that he was pressured into signing that prenup, and
Yeah,
he didn't have his
you
lawyers
gotta
around and all of
you
that.
have to
Might have-
it might be void because You know, according to what I've known and researched and dealt with and all of this other type of stuff, if they don't get their, if you don't have your own separate lawyer and you are with that negotiating and be able to sit with that for months, then you can say that you signed it under duress. That is absolutely true.
Anton, I remember. I don't know if you remember, Carrie, but you remember the episode where she was like, the mom and everybody was pressuring her to get him the prenup, and
Yep.
they kept pressuring him, and he kept
He
walking
can
out.
get that shit knocked out.
Yep.
That's why I said he might have a point.
He can get that knocked
Yep.
out if they press. If he didn't do
And
it
it's filmed. It's
voluntarily,
filmed.
yep,
Thank you. Yes,
he
that's
absolutely can. He
it.
absolutely can. He can challenge that shit. And if he was pressured and he didn't have his own lawyer, and if he didn't, you know, sign it and was able to sit with it and negotiate it and all of that stuff, and he got a point. He can go and fight that.